Let's make it a little more complicated. Do you remember what we have there? Fruits and vegetables? And so we're going to add a checkbox field here, put it at the beginning. Type, we will keep the checkbox. Here we have a checkbox field. Its value can be true, can be false, and we will write in the select that if the checkbox is true, then only fruit will be shown. And if false, then everything. How do we do that? Here we have select row list for select. We will take the section out of here. Since select row list for select is a select type function, it has a where parameter. We can say that where type equals, for example, fruit. Now, when we save this, there will only be fruit. You see, there is no potato here right now. But so far it does not depend on the checkbox. Consequently, we need to modify this code. We copy this one. We will write the condition in the if line. If. Okay. We call the if function. H checkbox is true. Then we will choose the fruit. Otherwise, if there is a checkbox off, then all will be chosen. To pass all in where, we do it like this, all. Asterisks at the beginning and at the end, and all in capital letters in the middle. Okay, click Save. Now we have the checkbox unchecked. We see everything together with the potato. We put the checkbox back, and we still see the potato. But look, if we reload the page, the potato is not there. That is, the checkbox works. So what happened? The thing is that when this option, individual calculation for each row, is unchecked, the select is calculated only when the page is loaded. And if you have such conditions, when you refer to some fields in this table or other conditions, and you need that when you change the select is recalculated, put this checkbox here, individual calculation of the select for each row. Header and footer are also rows. In their own way, but rows. Therefore, to update selects in header and footer as well, this parameter must be set there too. What happens now? If we deselect the checkbox, we have potato. If we select it, we don't have it. Let's uncheck it here and select potato. We will need this for the next action. If or other types of branching can be used not only within a parameter, because we can have different displays for different fields and there can be different B fields. Moreover, we can have different tables. And we can even do the following, put an if over all these conditions. Let's modify this one. We will say that if condition checkbox is true, then we will take the value from S1, and here we will have a complete line. Here we will have fruit written, and in else we will take the value from the line, for example, S2. We will add a line S2, and here we copy the entire select and just remove where. This will work exactly as in the previous example. As you understand, here you can write conditions that will take displays from different tables, depending on what your previous field is. This will work not only in the header and footer, but also in the rows part. For example, if the previous field you have product types and products stored in different tables, their benches, urns, chess tables, and select. For example, in the production table you choose in one field, and you can have the display taken from different tables by conditions. It's a little overhead on the load, but it's possible. Checking. We put a checkbox, and this will be discussed in one of the next videos. Because the value remains, but the display is no longer there, because it does not belong in the sample. We uncheck the checkbox, it goes back into that selection. Be careful with the individual select. It affects the load quite a lot, because for each field of the select, every time you change the open table, there will be a calculation. If there's a very large select there, or you have a very large table, 1000 rows, or there's a combination of having a table, the source is large and this one is quite large, it can all be quite a slowing down. You have to experiment specifically with your solution. The last thing we will look at in this video is adding a value to a select manually. There is a calculated select, and we want to add another value to it. A value is absent from the original table, but we want to have it here, with some special basis of its own. We have to do a list add to our automatically generated select row list for select. That is, we take the result of our if function, which calls S1 or S2. And then we will not add a list, we will add an item. As you see, the function returns not just a list, but a row list. We will form this item manually. So, we will make a row and say that we need a row create, and we need to create a row with two mandatory fields. This is value. This is what will be the base. Let's put the special in here. And the second field. This will be our display, it's called title, and let's write here that it's going to be tomato. Let's see, save it. We open our list, and there is tomato, we put tomato and we see that this is the base, spec that we wrote there. In this way you can code the whole select. All the select row list for select function does for you is it does it automatically based on another table. In this structure right here, there's one more special parameter, is del. It can be set to true or false, and you don't bother with it yet, put either false, as it's written in the text description to this video. Or just don't use it at all. That works too. Is del. These are hidden values. They will be covered in next videos. Try it out and go on.